They say diamonds are forever, but in Angola, they come with a price, once scarred by decades of brutal civil war. This African giant is now quietly rising, hiding wonders behind every border. It's where thundering waterfalls crash through untouched wilderness, and billionaires rise from the ashes of revolution. Yet, the greatest surprise lay just beyond the trail. What if everything you thought you knew about Angola was wrong? Welcome to the Global Trail, where we blaze paths across our world. Today, we journey to a land few travelers truly understand, Angola. Often overlooked on the African map, Angola is a country of paradoxes, breathtaking beauty, and painful scars, ancient rhythms, and modern ambition. It's not just another post-colonial nation, it's a place where cultures collide, identities are rebuilt, and every street tells a deeper story. In the next few minutes, we're not just sharing 10 facts. We're peeling back the layers of history, power, and pride, revealing the soul of a country reborn. So grab your sense of wonder, because what's waiting inside Angola may just change the way you see Africa. Angola is one of the richest countries in natural resources. What if the world's next economic superpower wasn't in the west or east, but deep in the heart of Africa? Angola sits on a fortune: diamonds, gold, oil, copper, and rare minerals that many nations would kill to control. Its underground wealth is staggering, one of the richest caches of natural resources on the planet. Yet, paradoxically, much of this potential remains untapped. Why true? Because the true story of Angola's riches isn't just about geology, it's about politics, power, and pain. For decades, corruption, smuggling, and international disinterest kept investors away. Diamonds, once fueling warlords, now shimmer behind cautious reforms. Oil flows, but so do questions about who really benefits. Still, Angola is changing, slowly, boldly, and if its leaders can unlock this treasure responsibly, the future may not just be rich, it could be revolutionary. But natural wealth is only one layer of Angola's identity. To truly know this nation, we have to listen to its voice, and that voice speaks Portuguese. Portuguese is the official language. How does a language outlive its empire? In Angola, Portuguese isn't just a colonial remnant, it's the thread that stitches together a nation of over 90 ethnic groups, spoken by more than 70% of the population. It echoes through bustling markets in Luanda and quiet villages in the highlands. But here's the twist: Angolan Portuguese isn't quite like its European cousin. It's warmer, more melodic, shaped by local rhythms, slang, and soul. In fact, linguists say it shares more in common with Brazilian Portuguese, thanks to a shared legacy of colonial trade routes and enslaved peoples for many young Angolans. It's their first and only language, the voice of identity, opportunity, and connection. Yet beneath that linguistic unity lies a vibrant spectrum of indigenous tongues: Umbundu, Kimbundu, Kikongo. They whisper of ancestral wisdom, oral histories, and cultural pride still fighting for survival. So yes, Angola speaks Portuguese, but listen closely and you'll hear centuries of resistance, resilience, and reinvention in every syllable. And just beyond those words, the land itself begins to speak in thunder. Home to one of Africa's largest waterfalls, Calendula Falls. Imagine standing at the edge of a natural horseshoe, 400 meters wide, where white curtains of water plunge into mist-shrouded gorges. Now imagine, no crowds, no fences, just raw, untamed majesty. This is Calendula Falls, Angola's secret spectacle. Often called Africa's Niagara, it remains astonishingly unknown outside the continent. Fed by the Lucala River, these falls drop over 100 meters in a thunderous roar, carving through the plateau like a sacred scar. It's wild, remote, unfiltered. Getting there isn't easy, a 6-hour drive from Luanda on roads that challenge both patience and suspension. But those who brave the trip are rewarded with something rare, nature uncommercialized, unself-conscious. There are no tourist traps here, only the pulse of the earth and the whispers of ancient spirits in the spray. Calendula is more than a waterfall. It's a metaphor for Angola itself. Beautiful, powerful, and still waiting to be fully discovered. But what of the people who live beside such wonders? They're younger than you might think, and shaping the country's future in unexpected ways. A population that's overwhelmingly young. What happens when an entire country is powered by youth? In Angola, the answer is unfolding in real time. With a median age of just 16, Angola is one of the youngest nations on Earth. Over half the population is under 18, a tidal wave of energy, creativity, and restless ambition. Walk through the streets of Luanda, and you'll see it everywhere: young artists turning city walls into murals, teenage entrepreneurs running market stalls, schoolyards echoing with rap battles and soccer chants. This isn't just a demographic trend, it's a revolution in the making. But youth also brings challenges. Education systems strain under demand. Jobs are scarce. Dreams stretch beyond borders. Still, there's something unmistakably powerful about a nation where the future isn't a distant concept. It's walking beside you, dancing beside you, building beside you. In Angola, the next generation isn't waiting for change. They are the change. And the land they inherit, it's vast, a canvas of extremes, stretching wider than you ever imagined. Angola is the 7th largest country in Africa. From the Namib Desert in the south to the rainforests of the north, Angola stretches like a sleeping giant, the 7th largest country on the African continent, covering over 1.2 million square kilometers. It's bigger than France, Germany, and the United Kingdom combined. And yet, most people can't name more than one Angolan city, beyond the capital Luanda. Angola is a constellation of contrasts: the misty highlands of Huambo, the sun-soaked beaches of Benguela, the windswept cliffs of Namibe. Then there's Cabinda, a curious northern province cut off from the rest of the country by a slice of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Its geography alone raises eyebrows, but more on that later. This vastness is both Angola's strength and its challenge. With size comes natural wealth, cultural diversity, and strategic power. But distance also breeds division, neglect, and silence. Angola's map is a mosaic, beautiful, fragmented, and still being redrawn by the hands of time. And within this land of many worlds, a single sound unites them all: music. A rich tapestry of ethnic groups and music. If you want to feel Angola's soul, don't read, listen. Across its 18 provinces, over 90 ethnic groups live, love, and celebrate in their own rhythms. But whether it's a wedding in Huila or a street party in Luanda, one thing is always there: the music. From the graceful sway of Semba ancestor to Brazil's samba, to the electrifying pulse of kuduro and the sultry elegance of kizomba. Angolan music is both memory and movement. These aren't just songs, they're history lessons, protest chants, love letters, and battle cries in a country shaped by colonization, civil war, and rapid urbanization. Music became a language beyond politics, a way to stay human. And it's not just traditional sounds. Angola's youth remix ancestral beats with global hip-hop, Afro house, and Congolese rumba turning pain into power, and heritage into heat. This sonic fusion tells a deeper truth. Angola is not just recovering, it's reinventing. And just like its rhythms, its food carries flavors from centuries past, bold, blended, unforgettable. Cuisine, born from colonization and resistance. What does a spoonful of stew reveal about history in Angola? Everything. Take muamba de galinha, a rich, spicy chicken stew simmered in red palm oil, tomatoes, and okra. It's more than a national dish. It's a memory of survival, rooted in both African soil and Portuguese influence. Or calulu de peixe, a dried fish stew with greens and eggplant. Its origins trace back to enslaved Angolans shipped across the Atlantic, whose cooking techniques were re-imported from Brazil by colonizers. Centuries later, every bite tells a story of resilience of flavors carried in exile, returned in resistance. Food in Angola is not just nourishment, it's narrative. It connects past and present, family and identity, even the staple funge, a simple cassava porridge, is more than a side dish. It's a foundation. And like all things Angolan, cuisine here refuses to be one thing. It's layered, complicated, beautiful. Just like the national obsession that follows every meal, football. Football is more than a sport. It's national pride. In Angola, football isn't just played. It's lived. From dusty back streets to packed stadiums, the game pulses through every neighborhood, a universal language spoken in kicks, chants, and dreams. In 2006, Angola stunned the world by qualifying for the FIFA World Cup for the first time. It wasn't just a game. It was a moment of unity for a country long fractured by civil war. For 90 minutes, millions of Angolans believed together. Today, football is still the heartbeat of hope. Kids idolize players like Fabrice Aqua and Manucho, who carried Angola's flag onto global fields. Domestic leagues like Girabola may not make international headlines, but they ignite hometown rivalries with unmatched passion. And while the women's national team hasn't reached the same heights, their determination is rewriting what's possible. Football in Angola is more than victory or defeat. It's identity. It's healing. And sometimes, it's the only place a nation truly feels whole. But if football shows Angola's strength in movement, one small sculpture shows its strength in thought. The Thinker, a statue that symbolizes the soul of a nation. He sits hunched forward, elbows on knees, hands pressed to his temples, not in pain, in thought. This is O Pensador, the Thinker, one of Angola's most iconic cultural symbols, originating from the Chokwe people. This small wooden statue represents more than contemplation. It embodies the weight of wisdom, the search for truth, and the quiet resilience of a nation that has endured and endured. You'll find it in homes, museums, government buildings, but its true power lies in what it represents: a connection to ancestry, intellect, and identity. In a country so often defined by external forces colonizers, corporations, conflict. The thinker is a reminder of internal strength that beneath every political shift, every economic headline, there are ideas, there is soul, there is Angola. And in the modern chapter of its story, no figure looms larger or more controversial than the billionaire heiress who put the country on the financial map. Isabel dos Santos, Africa's richest woman, born of power and controversy. She was once hailed as Africa's first female billionaire. Isabel dos Santos, daughter of Angola's longtime president José Eduardo dos Santos, built an empire across oil, telecom, and retail. Her net worth peaked at over $3 billion. To some, she was a symbol of progress, an African woman commanding global boardrooms. To others, she was the embodiment of nepotism, corruption, and inequality. Investigations by international journalists revealed a complex web of offshore companies and insider deals, much of it allegedly siphoned from Angola's national wealth. Isabel denies wrongdoing, but her fortune is now frozen, her empire crumbling, her name a flashpoint in every conversation about Angola's future. Yet, even in scandal, she represents something deeply Angolan: the collision of legacy, ambition, and unhealed wounds. In the end, her story, like Angola's, is unfinished, full of power, promise, and painful reckonings. But that's what makes this country so magnetic. It refuses to be simple. It demands to be seen fully. Angola isn't just a country, it's a crossroads of empires and ancestors, of riches and ruins, of rhythms that move your body, and stories that stir your soul through its waterfalls, music, cuisine, and contradictions. Angola shows us the complexity of what it means to rebuild not just a nation, but an identity. It's messy, it's magnificent, and it's only just beginning. So next time you hear the word Africa, don't picture a single story. Picture Angola, bold, broken, beautiful, and blazing its own trail forward. If this journey moved you, there's more waiting in life in Angola. Meet the most unique country in Africa, where everyday lives bring these facts to life. Would you blaze this trail with us? Type adventure below. Where should the global trail head next? Let us know your dream destination, and if you haven't already, subscribe, because the world still has stories that will blow your mind. Thanks for journeying with the Global Trail. See you on the next trail.